Hi everyone. Before we begin this week's show, we just want to acknowledge the tragic fire in the Tai Po district of Hong Kong. Our thoughts are with everyone affected and the entire Hong Kong community. As a mark of respect, this weekend's Sha Tin card will be held behind closed doors. Welcome along to the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers with you for a big show ahead. Our special guest this week, Umberto Rispoli. Can't wait to catch up with him as he prepares to head to Hong Kong for the International Jockey Championship. And speaking of the IJC, as I bring you in, Alex, what an unbelievable finish it was for those last two spots at Happy Valley on Wednesday.
Brownie, pure cinema out there. I'm a little tired today because, it's 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the morning to watch Happy Valley from the West Coast here in California. And I wasn't even betting. So I've never been more entertained by a race meet where I had $0 at stake. Every race was pure cinema. It was from the beginning of the card all the way to the end of the card, and it really highlighted at the very end. But it was great. And it started with the Bowman Ferraris thing for their last spot, where they traded blows. And on the last ride for Hugh Bowman, all cash with a cash ride to boot home the 26-1 shot over Luke's horse. And because of the seconds, all he had to do was tie Luke to get that berth in. So we got Winks' champion jockey, an all-time legend, Hugh Bowman in. And then for the final spot, Jerry Chow kicks home Meowth. He says, "I choose you, Meowth," rockets up the rail, takes the lead over Vincent Ho. He's fired up, getting the crowd fired up, but Vincent has 2 rides left, and then he turns on the boombox, goes full back-to-back Drake mode, 96, 97, and wins the last 2 races on the card to get his berth into the IJC. So we got just champion jockeys everywhere. We got like the likes of Lemaire, who rode Equinox, Almond Eye. We got Buick, who's ridden some legends for Godolphin. All these guys that are associated with these great horses, Vincent Ho, Golden 60, Hugh Bowman, Winks. It was the most entertaining meet. And Brownie, out of was it 9 races yesterday? 8 races? Every race other than the boombox, if you added the whole margin up of victory from all the horses, it was less than 1 length. Everything was nose, neck, short head. In fact, I woke up the wife at 7 a.m. when I was rooting him home, boot home King Miles there with that 6 horses across the track in the finish. And it was divided, 3 of them by this much. Ferraris, unfortunately, on the back end of that photo. But like in sports, right? The rookies and the vets, the young bucks, Ferraris and Chow, who are, vying to get into the world's best jockey challenge, at least to me, at least. And they got upstaged by the 2 vets, Vincent Ho and Hugh Bowman. And what can I say? Pure cinema. It's part of our job, I think, in racing. And I love Hong Kong racing too, because we get to push the narrative and the story of racing, right? It's almost like wrestling with like the marketing of it. And NFL does it so well in America, where every week and everything is so important. And this was just following this on Sunday at Sha Tin and at Happy Valley this week was incredible. They put on a show for the fans. I loved it. On a sadder note, let's send prayers out to Hong Kong with that horrible fire that happened at 2 o'clock with the high rises. We're here to talk about racing, and they put on a show for everybody there and takes your mind off the bad stuff in the world.
Yeah, that's right, for sure. Well, you can certainly tell that you're very pumped about that Happy Valley card on Wednesday and what's to come over the next few weeks. And as you sort of mentioned now, Vincent Ho and Huey Bowman will join their fellow Hong Kong rider, of course, Zac Purton, along with 9 internationals, including the likes of J-Mac, James McDonald, Ryan Moore, William Buick, Holly Doyle, Rachel King, Mikel Barcelona, the Magic Man, Joao Moreira, Christophe Lemaire, and
Ryan.
And I mentioned Ryan. Yep. He does need to get medical clearance though. And representing the United States of America, Umberto Rispoli. And Umbi is our special guest on this week's show. We actually caught up with him on Thanksgiving Eve. Here he is. Always great to be joined by our good friend Umberto Rispoli. How are things, Umbi?
Oh, good, boys. How are you? How are we doing?
We're doing well. Yeah, we don't know whether the Lions have won just yet because we're pre-recording this on Thanksgiving Eve. What are you up to on Thanksgiving, Umbi?
For an Italian, it's a normal day. I mean, since I'm in America, I try to try to enjoy the Thanksgiving, but the day after we have racing. So Christmas, the New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, it's no holiday for us guys. So we need to just keep. I mean, I eat a turkey all year round. So,
hey, Brownie, 10 years ago, I won my last horse race as an owner on Thanksgiving Day, and nobody else went. I was the only one that wins. Walk my horse in the winner's circle, $12,000 claimer. Proud of every win. I don't care. Proud of every win.
Outstanding.
Sure.
They used to race Thanksgiving at Del Mar up until recently, didn't they? So I missed that little. It was about a 10:30 a.m. start, so we could all get off to Thanksgiving dinner. But not to worry. We were just discussing the incredible lineup of jockeys in this year's IJC. Could be the best ever. What does it mean to you to be involved and have the opportunity to compete against the likes of Purton, Ryan Moore, William Buick, the Magic Man, Joao Moreira, J-Mac, just to name a few?
Well, I don't think he's probably the best ever. If you look at the past, probably I would say 10, 15 years ago, there was some solid name in there, some really solid name. But I mean, it's good to be part of this. Definitely, you compete with the best. The riders you mentioned, they have a tremendous year so far, and privilege to join them, to be part of it, and definitely I think it's gonna be a good challenge.
For sure. How do you prepare for IJC, given that you don't really even know the horses that you are going to ride until about 48 hours before?
Well, basically, when you're riding with those guys happen, then all year around you ride with them, so at least you know how they ride, how smart they are, how prepared they are going into a challenge like that. Definitely, the horse is gonna make a difference. Happy Valley is a really charismatic track. It's a track. Then some horses they really love it. Except, I mean, instead of Sha Tin, then most of they struggling. They really love Happy Valley. Now the quality between Sha Tin and Happy Valley is the same. No, is not. Definitely not. But I think the IJC and the Jockey Club, I think it did a good job in the last couple of years improving the quality of the horses to run this challenge and make them more competitive. So, favorites, they can go everywhere. It's not like then, most of the time the favorite is being riding by the same jockey. And it's more international. You don't ride really in the Hong Kong way. So that's what make the challenge really interesting.
Yeah, you got to have an advantage having a bunch of races over that unique course too, and having understanding of real position, the undulation, the rock, the turn, everything, and the way they changed the allocation too. It seems to be more fair for everybody now. It had a touch of biasness, 5-8 years ago.
The track, as I said, the track is that track is tricky. It's tricky track because you everything can happen. You got the down and then you go up and then short corner. The draw, it's very important. You can find your position quick if your horse bounce out of the gate pretty well. It's a big advantage. But as I said, it's probably the only one day where it's not Hong Kong. It's international, and that's what we like.
Yeah, we talked to Zac about it, and he said the races, just with all the foreign riders, they ride a bit different than the locals, where like holes and gaps close a bit faster and everyone's kind of more aggressive. You get more of a variance in the riding style, and it kind of changes the whole overall dynamic of racing on that night, specifically for those 4 races.
He's absolutely right. That's the same thought I think we have most of us. So, you in England they had a different way to ride it than France, then Australia, then Hong Kong, then America. So it's a mix of salad. Then everything can happen.
Does understanding the way that the Hong Kong racing system works with the handicap and then the necessity of getting cover and not be hung out punching the breeze give you a bit of an advantage against some of the guys that haven't maybe ridden there as much?
Yeah, but in the meantime, look, I watched races last night where Vincent was a 3 wide with no cover in the last race, and he got just right at the wire. But I think the handicapper is doing an amazing job. You watched the last race of Sha Tin last week. You watched the last race yesterday, Happy Valley. Oh my goodness, they just by inches apart. It's unbelievable. So. But that's a beauty, when you see a blanket finish like that with the 6-7 horses just in a space of in the margin of what, a length and a half. That's, you don't see that everywhere around the world. And sometimes, traveling, if you travel 3 wide with a cover, it's not that bad. It's not really that bad. It's like when you punch in the breeze, and then when you can hear the caller say, "You're just gonna sleep well tonight."
Yeah, because like Del Mar in California, I mean, sometimes you can sit a bit wide, especially on the dirt, and it's not really that detrimental to you. But there, it's like with the handicap tightness.
I mean, American races on the dirt, you get a big advantage to stay on the outside. Don't take me wrong, but you need the horse as well. Yeah. On the grass, no. I mean, if I'm 3 wide, I have this. If I already 3 wide, I have no covers on the grass. I start to get itchy. I'm already too far from the rail.
Well, Del Mar's unique because like you kind of have to sit fence there and ride for luck, and you have such an advantage if you get through. It almost seems like horses that slip the fence get 3 lengths advantage.
No, it is. As I said, you need to have a horse. You need to have the trip, and also I would say then what's it called? You watch the stakes I won with Mrs. Astor the other day. Like I was totally on the fence, and I knew it. I said, well, if he's gonna open, it's gonna open. But there was no way I could go around. So, but there was Del Mar give you such big advantage to stay on the fence, and once you come by the elbow just before to turn for home, if you get the split, most of the horses you gain like a couple of lengths from outside people. It's unreal.
Is it true when Gary Stevens was riding in Hong Kong, Umbi, that they used to refer to him as Wide Boy because he was always sort of 3 wide, no cover?
I have no idea. You should ask Gary this. I have no idea. Well, it was way before my time.
Hey, Umbi, we've got to ask you, we haven't had a chance yet to recap a couple of the races from last weekend at Sha Tin. A lot of these horses who we're going to be seeing at HKIR next month. But let's start with Ka Ying Rising. What did you make of that performance?
Wow. What are you going to say? It's nothing to say. Yeah. It's nothing to say. I mean, that also speaks for himself. That performance speaks for itself. So
unbelievable.
I'm really excited because not only as a rider, as a passionate of horse racing, I'm really excited to see the source. Now, as I would have a chance to be 2 weeks in 2 weeks in Hong Kong, I'm looking forward to go to David Hayes' barn. I really want to see this animal. It's I talked to Zac like a couple of days after the race, and he said, just unbelievable. Yeah. He said, just like, and I'm agree with what David Hayes and Zac they say after the race. I think probably it's the best performance we ever see on the horse. Not even in the Everest was like that.
I agree.
Not because obviously what is behind him in the Everest definitely a better horses than what we saw the other day in the prep, and I think we'll all agree on this.
Yeah.
But it's the way.
Yeah.
It's the way how it goes away. And, coming at the top of the stretch, Zac, just to shake him, because you have to give him a shake before then he took off. And then, like, from under 50 yards to the wire, it just relax, chill.
It's just effortlessly efficient. Like, I'm very rare to see a horse move that fast, that well, so effortless within himself.
No, but even now, then you can see how Zac is capable to manage to grab him, give him, a little bit of breath, just behind the horse. He took a breath just before to turn for home, and then see you later.
And he seems like when they go faster, he travels more comfortably. Like it's almost harder when they go slower. He's got to kind of sit.
As I said, Alex, I never see him, but he looks a really big horse. Most of the time, sprinters, they are not that big. I remember Lord Kanaloa. I beat him in Japan. I ride against him a couple of times, and he was like smaller but large.
Yeah,
a real sprinter. Yes.
Yeah.
But this guy, I don't know. It's barely difficult to believe than the source. If you look at him, you think he's a miler.
Yeah.
Over a mile.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't think he's a sprinter.
Yeah, built like a European classic looking thing. Like
Correct.
He's not small and dainty, but he's just like perfect almost. Legs are like it's unreal.
It's a monster. That's what you call a monster. It's a monster.
I'm happy your boys are gonna get to go see that horse run because this is one of the all-time greats. And betting aside, you just sit, watch, and enjoy
And
everything he
enjoy.
does.
No.
Even
As I said, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the sport. When you see horses like that, you're looking forward to see. As I said, I'm not only a jockey. I'm even passionate for horse racing. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to go to see this horse. Really.
Well, Ka Ying Rising taking on 12 rivals next month. Helios Express and Satono Rev, probably the biggest dangers, if you can even call them that. But they were the two horses that he beat last year when he claimed his first Group 1. Can you believe? First Group 1 was just last December, and look at everything he's achieved since. But yeah, the field also has 8-year-old Win Carnelian coming back, one of the internationals, along with Cardium, the two-time Group 1 winner at Royal Ascot, who we saw running third to She's So Spicy in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Fast Network was second last out in the Jockey Club Sprint. Umbi, I know that you'll appreciate this race as a fan if you're not riding in the race, but are you any chance of riding in the race? Any leads?
So far, I do not have.
No? Okay. We'll keep working on it for you.
Believe me, I'm working on it, but it's gonna be tough. Honestly, it looks really close, and plus, obviously, you go the sprint. You say, okay, you want to ride, but the good one is gone. So,
Yeah.
but obviously, would be definitely great to be part of it. I'm not lying to you. Instead to be in the jocks room watching, but. As I said, I'm working hard to try to find some good mounts, but it's going to be really, really tough. Really tough.
Well, we hope that you obviously you've got a few rides on at Happy Valley on the Wednesday though, don't you? Outside of the IJC races.
I do. I have a class 2 already confirmed and class 5
Awesome.
1200. So I'm looking forward. There is another class 4 1650 with 2 section, which I don't have anything, but those races most of the time they wait for the entries out. And but it would be great to have a ride before the IJC, definitely.
Yeah, just to warm up.
And I have a 3 so far on Sunday, so not bad.
You've got 3 rides on the Sunday?
Yeah.
No.
But not in the big, nothing in the biggest one so far.
Okay.
So
there's still plenty of time.
There's always a time. Hong Kong never sleep.
Let's find you a classic series horse. Come over for those big races. We gotta find you something for that.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
We also hadn't had a look at Romantic Warrior up until this point too, but we should roll tape and have a look at that performance and that celebration from James McDonald. But yeah,
that one is a wow too. Horse come back after long layoff like that. 2,000 meter on the grass, a Sha Tin, winning it that way. Wow.
And with the fetlock surgery and the whole thing. And it seemed like a perfect comeback too, where like a horse like him who will lay down and fight other horses, you kind of don't want to be 80% and go to the well and have a tough battle. It seemed like the perfect lead up to get to where he needs to be for the 2,000 meters in 3 weeks for the grade 1.
I think it was an amazing performance. I don't think James asked him anything, so he's going to be fresh and ready for in 3 weeks. Is going to be just perfect, just perfect.
What do you think of J Mac's post race Sally?
He must have his reason. For sure. I mean, and it's not a guy that we see doing this. I think if James did that, it's because probably somebody had talked too much. And
I've been using that GIF all week for everything.
Look, you watch my celebration in the Ascol after the wire, so I had something to say too. So people knows. People knows. So I can't go against James on that. If he did it, it's because must be a massive reason. So
yeah, you put so much into it, and there's so many people that have never been on a horse that are just talking heads. They're 300 pounds behind the keyboard with their Cheeto fingers that have an opinion on everything.
It's a brutal sport, Alex. It's a brutal sport. I mean, people doesn't understand how much we put into this. We put a kids, a family apart. We put a festivities aside. We put everything aside for this, and we've been criticized if we move just a step early or a step later, or why you don't go in, or why you don't go out, or why you don't take the lead, or why you don't do this. Try to sit on the back of the animal and then we talk about it.
I feel like it gets worse and worse and worse too. Is like you get more attention for having a crazy take or a crazy opinion, and everyone's got a microphone and a camera. I mean, look at this clown. Like it gets wild.
I mean, I will always defend, my category. I will never go against the jockeys because I go how many times myself as well. I take myself as example because I don't want to talk about anybody. But when you made a mistake, you made a mistake. That's it. We're humans, so.
Yeah, and it's like another sport. Like if you're a hockey player and you miss a game-winning goal, you have a contract and you're not going to get cut or fired from that. But if you have a bad ride on a horse, you get taken off of him. Like and even like Zach, like the Lake Forest stuff where he's getting called a sissy and he's getting griefed. And I got text a bunch of pictures of fans that had Lake Forest saddle towels were trying to get him autographed. But it's like if a trainer makes a bad decision or owner makes a bad decision, it's the easiest person to blame is the jockey, not yourself. It's a wild business. And I don't think the average fan or person really realizes how mentally and tough it is.
Alex thinks that with a year of training, he could potentially ride 5 winners. What do you think?
Depends with who.
I mean, I need to lose like 5 inches and 50 pounds probably. But with a year of training, I'm an athlete. Like, get on some good horses. They can carry me.
Oh, dear. Anyway.
Well, I know how to manage a camera, so that's not that bad.
Oh, and I know how to fire up some cellies from playing hockey. So my wife has seen a couple of incredible ones in some games and some tournaments. So
yeah, but look,
I will fire it up.
Andrew, you know what? I really love to see this guy in the middle of the pack next to me. I would love to see that.
I think, give me room. You're too close.
Well, he also thinks that he could run 50, rush 50 yards in the NFL too with a year of training. Anyway.
I think highly of myself, Brownie. Don't get it twisted.
He's a challenge guy. He likes the challenge.
True.
He likes the challenge.
He's got some tickets on himself. Right. We should also just mention that it looks like Voyage Bubble, who I didn't think was disgraced in defeat behind Romantic Warrior, will be going back to the mile, Hong Kong mile, instead of the Cup, which I think is probably the right choice on that performance. And we know he can beat Galaxy Patch. He's done that a couple of times. Galaxy Patch, a good winner of the Jockey Club mile on the weekend too. Another picture-perfect ride, masterclass ride from J-Mac. It just opened up for him there on the fence. It was an absolute beauty, I thought.
I could have rode that one. That's the one I could have rode. I could have sit fence and just ride for luck, huh?
No, I mean, when I think it's, well, first of all, Voyage Bubble, go back on a mile. I think it's a normal decision. I think Ricky's a very smart trainer, so
yeah,
he knows. Then he understands. He saw the defeat the other day. It's not much you can do. If both of them they are 100%, that guy's Romantic Warrior it's probably a step above everybody. Not only Voyage Bubble, Yeah. But Ricky Smart, the mile looks less solid than the Cup like every year. And unfortunately, he's a horse. He can run a mile, he can run 2000, and he can run 2004. So it's the horse who won the Triple Crown. We don't need to forget about this. So I think it's a smart move. Galaxy Patch was a great ride by James. Obviously, he was at the back, and you see that opening on the rail, and he take it. Probably, we need to see the best of My Wish. I don't think that was the best of My Wish we ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, when he's international, it's a different mentality of riders, change the attitude of the race. So normal choice for Voyage Bubble, I think, to go to, personally, my opinion. I think it's the best decision to go back on a mile. It's going to be a good match with if a Galaxy Patch come back on the top like he did the other day, and My Wish, it's going to be a solid race as well too.
Yeah. And I think James is confirmed for Galaxy Patch already. I don't know if he can break that commitment or not, but we'll see. The rides for Galaxy Patch. I think I read in CMP that he had said that was what he was going to take, if 2-ride contract. He'll be on Voyage Bubble. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not breaking news over here.
I learned something.
I'm a story guy.
I learned something. Hong Kong, you never know. You never know. But personally, I think he's gonna stay on Galaxy Patch, and Zac is gonna stay on the Voyage Bubble. I mean, I don't see the reason to take off Zac from Voyage Bubble.
No, he ran his race, and he's kind of a grinder. Like, it's the certain type of pace. Romantic Warrior's got better turn of foot, and he's just a little bit.
We talk about the leading rider over there, so you want to take off the leading rider. I mean, with all respect with the James, but obviously he win on Galaxy Patch. It's even harder to take off, because imagine if he goes opposite,
Yeah.
That Patch is he's a quirky one.
When you win on the horse, it's hard to take off. It's really hard. It's really hard.
So we're in a situation actually now where it's not unrealistic that we could see the same 4 HKIR winners this year to last year. Ka Ying Rising, Romantic Warrior, Voyage Bubble, Mile now, and
Giavolato,
who's favorite for the Vase?
Obviously, I think the Vase is going to go European, or it's going to be Japan. I don't think Hong Kong they have good enough horses to battle a mile and a half race.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think Hong Kong's only won it in the history of the race like twice. I think it's Exultant and another one in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah. True.
8 of the 12 are internationals, including the defending champ. Dubai Honor coming back. Bit of an American angle for us with Goliath, Resolute Racing. Can you get on Goliath, Umbi?
No, Christophe Lemaire, I think, is going to ride it.
Okay. Al Ripper would be a big chance in that race, who won the Irish St. Ledger and then was 7th in the Melbourne Cup recently. Then goes back to Ireland, which is pretty amazing. So runs in the Melbourne Cup a couple of weeks ago, goes back to Ireland and then Hong Kong. He'll be a big chance.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of travel.
It's a lot of travel.
All right. Well,
it's a lot of travel too, but if they do that, there must be a reason. I don't think I mean, we talk about Joseph O'Brien.
Yeah. I think
got the pedigree.
I think Aiden's done it before successfully. I can't remember the horse, but has raced in the Australian Spring Carnival in early November, gone back to Ireland to prepare for Hong Kong. So he's just following the same kind of path as his dad.
If I think those type of trainers, you can't teach them anything. They know what they do.
Yeah.
Obviously, my goodness, O'Brien's family. We know how big and how intelligent they are in the industry. So you can. It has to be. You accept. You watch. And I think you learn, you understand why this happened. You don't ask questions.
Yeah, and some of their horses just seem to love the travel too. You see them like thrive getting out of their environment and going on the plane and doing these other unique things. Like Forever Young's type of one of them, Romantic Warrior, another one, Island Reel. Like they just excel at that, keeping the mind fresh with the new things. And
yeah,
I remember when there was another horse that O'Brien had at the Treasure Beach. When he was one of the biggest globetrotter I haven't seen a long time ago. He was everywhere, all around the world, and performing was unbelievable. So Joseph has pretty much he knows what he's doing.
I mean, I always tell people too, I'm like, in these racing these horses, like, I don't care what you run against, where you travel, whatever you do, the high level of consistency and putting in good runs over and over and over again, it's so hard. Like not every one of them can do it. Over years or whatever it is, like the Golden 60s or the Winxes, or it's not easy for these horses.
For sure. Plus, you take it that way. Like for Hong Kong, the season just started 3 months ago. For those type of horses, it's the end of the season. So it's a big, they already run whole year around. Someone start from Dubai through to Hong Kong. So it's a tough campaign,
Yeah.
Once you come back after Dubai, then you're gonna have a Goodwood, Ascot. Ascot to Goodwood, and then you go back to the classic races in France, America, and then Australia, and then Hong Kong. So it's a big ask.
I saw you having a nice chat with Aidan O'Brien at the Breeders' Cup in the breakfast tent there one of the mornings. We're not gonna lose you to Ireland, are we?
I wish. I will leave tomorrow morning. I don't care. No, such a classy. Such a classy person. He's, he
Yeah.
always has a word for everybody. Everybody they stop him. He's always there to share a word. To was great because it was a we crossed each other. Actually, that nice shot that you got it. We bumped into each other, and he was telling me how impressive was the campaign of journalism for the year around, and he said he tells me then it was a good ride in the Preakness, and which I'm proud of. Then he told me that after
That's
all the those messy then I heard around. So, but yeah, no, as I said, it was a nice exchange of words, and I'm dreaming to ride just to go to the paddock and having him giving instruction to me. It's been my idol since I'm kid. So um, when you arrive to ride at that point to ride for people like him, the prestige to wear their colors and go to the paddock and leg up, but Aiden by Aiden O'Brien, it's a goal, it's an achievement. You know,
When when Ryan won the world's best jockey, they did a group photo of all of the lads and Rachel and everybody, and someone taps me on the shoulder and hands me an iPhone, and they go take a picture, and the guy goes, "Hey, it's Aiden's iPhone." And I was like, I've never felt pressure in my entire life taking a photo like this. And I take it, I give it to him, and he's all good, man. It's talked with me. And he's just an incredibly kind, wonderful human being. He's got time for everybody.
no, that's how he is. That's what make him classy and special. He's always and he knows the stuff. He knows then what happened around the world, which like you believe it. Then you see how many horses he trains in the morning. How he's gonna have a time to watch what happened around him. He's just wow. No, he's obviously Andrew knows because we have a chat already, and every time I talk about Aiden, I have a smile on my face. He's an idol. He's an idol of the sport, and he's gonna be legend forever in the sport.
And a good guy too. It's just like you couldn't meet a kinder, nicer man than him.
There is a lot of good trainer than they are not like him. I can guarantee you this. Way far away, classy to him.
Yeah,
and the top trainer. So,
a question for you before we let you go, because we've been going for a bit here. What games you playing on the flight over to Hong Kong? I'm a gamer. I love my games, and I'm not.
I download the Football Manager.
Okay.
Not your football, my football, the one we play with the legs. Plus FIFA. I was thinking about to download Call of Duty, doing all the campaign for 16 hours going to Hong Kong. Am I going to have a time to do that? No.
That's it.
Last time I do campaign was probably 15 years ago. No.
Don't play it. It looks like trash.
No. I'm just, I'm definitely I'm gonna play a little bit, but most of the time enjoy the time with the kids. Then it's gonna be a long travel. So Kimberly, I think she needs help on the plane, and Aiden now is 8. Aramis is 3, so he's full of energy. The funny things was he said, "Are you happy you're leaving for Hong Kong?" He said, "Yeah." And then the first things he asked me, "Do we take the jet?"
Hey, kids gonna grow up spoiled,
obviously, the experience with journalism to get the private jet twice, he really enjoyed, because you have no seatbelt, you just walk around. He was playing soccer on the plane, so he was so happy. And then when we fly commercial for the Preakness, he said, "Dad, I like the jet better. We need to fly with the jet." He doesn't like to be attached on commercial.
Aramis PJ Rispoli right there, dude, the private jet guy. Meanwhile, I'm cramped in row 69A with a bunch of people leaning on me in the back of the plane.
Is Kimberly pumped to be going as well, Umbi?
Yes, she really does. She is, and look, it's normal. We spend 6 years totally over there. She even did the school in Hong Kong, so it's a really second home for her. No, but I'm really excited. I already booked a soccer game with Derek Lung. Then he texted me as soon as he saw the news. We're gonna play soccer on Friday, next Friday. So he already reached out to me. And then plus I spoke with Vincent, Caris, Andrea, a bunch of other friends, even in and out from racing. So really excited to do a lot of things. Then as I said, I live 6 years over there, so it's been part of my life, and can't wait to see how even Hong Kong changed in 6 years. I mean, I would actually, before we go, just to spend the words for all those people in Tai Po. They was really really unlucky, and it's a sad for a place like Hong Kong, and it's touchy. It's really touchy, when you see those buildings burning, and they are no little buildings. I can tell. I mean, you guys know how big the buildings are over there, and it's really sad what happened to Hong Kong now. And hopefully, some people could be saved, and unfortunately for people already passed, it's really sad for the families. So it's touchy moment.
Yep. Yeah, well said. We're certainly thinking of everyone in Hong Kong at the moment as well. Well, Umbi, after what has been an incredible 2025 for you thus far, because it's still not over, we've got a big weekend coming up at Del Mar where some great things could happen. And then we can't wait to see what happens in Hong Kong as well. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of people rooting for you, not just from around America, but from around the world. And God, it's going to be good if we can get you home for a winner or two at Happy Valley or Sha Tin. We seriously can't wait, mate. And thank you so much for your time on the show. This could be the longest show that we've had, but yeah, we really appreciate you coming on and all the time that you've given us, mate.
So it's always a pleasure for me. It's not a show. It's a chat with a friend. So anytime, you guys.
Right.
Anytime.
Yeah. No, it's been awesome. All right, Umbi.
Cheers, brother.
We'll see you,
over there. I'm ready for you, but I might see you this Sunday at Del Mar. We'll see.
No, but better you show up. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, time now, of course, for our international highlight of the week, brought to you by World Pool. But I think we all agree it was probably a dead heat between Ka Ying Rising and Romantic Warrior last week, wouldn't we, Alex? And we've already covered that on the show. So instead, just want to remind you to get your votes in for the World Pool Moment of the Year. Voting currently open until December 1. And you can win some cool stuff too. There's some merch available if you enter. There's the details on the screen now. For me and Alex, as we discussed on the show last week, it was Forever Young's Saudi Cup win over Romantic Warrior. And even though that was way back in February, Alex, I think we kind of all knew then it was going to take some beating to be the race of the year.
Yeah, and it validates, what we've been saying all along. It validates what a good horse Romantic Warrior is. It validates with the Breeders' Cup how Forever Young held off, runs with the pace setter, holds off his rival Sierra Leone. It's a great moment, and it also makes me feel good when Ryan Moore says that's also the race of the year and the moment of the year. So a brilliant jockey, a brilliant racing mind agreeing. It's just we love to hear it.
All right, time to take a look at some of the action at Sha Tin this weekend. And the feature race on the card is the Race 7, the Chevalier Cup. It's a Class 2 over the mile. One Pray for Mer on the quick backup after running 11th behind Galaxy Patch in the Jockey Club mile last weekend. Zac Purton rides number 4, steps ahead. Number 13, Shanwa, an interesting runner. He's heading towards the Hong Kong Cup to take on Romantic Warrior. Speed map on your screen there now. Alex, who do you like in this race?
Okay, I haven't got the form out completely yet, but I do like. I'm gonna probably go Steps Ahead. I'm a big Exacta box guy, but Steps Ahead's been in good form recently. I like Steps Ahead with Hong Look Golf, and then Lowrider was the hype horse going into the Hong Kong Derby last year and ran well early up. 1600 should suit him a bit better. So I'm gonna go with those 3 horses. Probably box them up in an Exacta. Again, I'm a big 3-horse Exacta box guy, so that's what I'm kind of looking at there. Brownie, what about you?
Similar numbers, but I do like number 12, Skyheart, on top. Just missed out in a Class 2 at Happy Valley, back to his preferred track. Looks progressive, gets in light, drawn well, and Alexi Bedell jumps aboard. But I'm also keen on Steps Ahead and Lowrider to fill in my trifecta. But number 12, Skyheart for me on top. Best bet for me comes up in the last race. Race 10, number 1, Beauty Bolt, who I thought was a really impressive last out winner of a Class 3 under Zac Purton. Purton sticks. He will have to lump 135 pounds, but I think he's up to the task. Is there another runner that we should keep our eye on as far as you're concerned?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the depth of studying at this point in time to give a educated pick, but I do want to hype you up, Brownie. Your assessment on their Galaxy patch on Sunday was all time. Good call right there. I have too much information on the back end from some of these guys have ridden that horse in the past, but when he sat there and he got that rail trip and then it opened up and no one was around him and he's running free on the fence, it was one of those things like, man, I wish I had money on this horse.
It was a JMac masterclass, that ride, wasn't it? So, yeah.
Brother, I had a tweet that I had to delete where after he won the grade 2 when I was in Italy, I said that he was going to beat Romantic Warrior in Hong Kong. And a couple of buddies had sent that on a WhatsApp Hong Kong racing group, and I had to delete it because I didn't want that out in the ether. But that run he put in, that's what I thought he could do. And when things go his way and he avoids trouble and he's not congested with other horses, that horse has a ton of ability.
Like, does, yeah. He absolutely does, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the mile next month. So that's all we have time for on this show. It's been another jam-packed show. It was great to catch up with Umberto Rispoli. Don't forget to check out the Hong Kong Jockey Club website for all the information that you need for everything you need to know about Hong Kong racing. Also check out Sky Racing World for free PPs. They've got a Handicapper's Corner, which is full of great information about Hong Kong racing. Enjoy the card at Sha Tin this weekend. Massive build-up now to IJC and HKIR. We're going to have it all for you here on the Hong Kong Racing Show and the Hong Kong Racing North America channels. Alex, great to catch up with you as always.
Always, Brownie. Have a good Thanksgiving. Go Lions tomorrow. Must-win game. A lot of sports on the line out here. Must win tomorrow for the boys.
That's right. Let's go Lions. And we'll see you next time on the Hong Kong Racing Show.